one by one. So, just a second. Yeah. We have with us Dr. Manasvini M. Yogi. She is an illustrious academic trailblazer with a remarkable 40-year tenure of inspiring excellence. Her pioneering work in multimedia and mass communication as a founding member and coordinator of the department has left us in indelible mark on the academic landscape. With a sterling PhD, philosophy from prestigious University of Delhi, she has consistently raised the bar of intellectual pursuit of pedagogical prowess. Driven by an unwavering passion for education, she has guided countless students on their path to success, igniting a spark of curiosity that continues to fuel their lifelong journey of learning. As an astute administrator, she has carved a path of leadership, setting new standards of excellence as the first OSD of the Delhi School of Journalism. Her tenacity and visionary approach have earned her accolades as Vice President of the Alumni Association of Indraprastha College. Dr. Yogi's commitment to excellence and her multifaceted achievements make her a true beacon of inspiration in the realm of academia. So, huge round of applause for her.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, I'd like to introduce Somya. So, Somya, she's an accomplished lawyer and advocate for justice with expertise in preventing money laundering, handling insolvency cases, and addressing economic offenses. She's a prominent figure in legal arena. Mrs. Singh passion for women entrepreneur empowerment extends beyond litigation. As she actively engages in various women-related issues positively impacting society, as a philosophy graduate from Delhi University Faculty of Law, she founded Avant-Garde Corporate Communication, providing legal consultancy and mentoring to startups. Recognizing the importance of safe work environment, Mrs. Singh holds a POSH certificate and has conducted successful training sessions for renowned organizations. Her pro bono work showcases her unwavering commitment to social causes and women-centric matters. In today's session, we are privileged to have Mrs. Somya Singh to share her insights and experiences, shedding light on the laws for complexities of a safe environment. Let us all bring our hands together for our session on nurturing safety, promoting gender inclusivity, and creating secure work environments through POSH policies and awareness. Let's welcome both our wonderful panelists.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So I would like to start with a PPT, which is actually a mind-provoking one for all the women who would like to understand the basics of safety. So please play it. Thank you so much.
Have you ever thought about nurturing your own safety? Being aware of your environment is like having a superpower for personal safety. How often do you tap into this power? Are you aware of your surroundings? Being mindful of your environment is crucial for personal safety. Do you pay attention to the people and activities happening around you? Do you trust your instincts? If something feels off or unsafe, do you listen to your gut feeling and take appropriate action? Do you have a plan for emergency? Do you inform someone about your whereabouts? When going out alone, do you let a trusted friend or family member know where you are and when you expect to return? Do you use secure transportation? Opt for reputable transportation services, especially when traveling alone, and share your trip details with someone you trust. Do you practice self-defense techniques? Learning basic self-defense skills can help boost your confidence and empower you to protect yourself if needed. Have you ever found yourself so engrossed in your surroundings that you notice the tiniest details? How often do you catch a glimpse of a stranger's face and remember it just in case? Are you familiar with helpline numbers and resources available in your area? Be aware of emergency helpline numbers and local support services that can assist you in case of any safety concerns or incidents. Do you use well-lit and populated areas? Whenever possible, choose paths and public spaces that are well-lit and frequented by others, especially during nighttime. Are you cautious with your personal information? Avoid sharing personal details with strangers, especially in online interactions or unfamiliar situations. Do you secure your belongings? Keep your purse, bag, or personal belongings close to you and within sight to minimize the risk of theft. In a world unkind, women's safety we plea, with wisdom and courage. May their spirits be free.
Thank you, Amit. Can actually, relate with these slides where we all go through certain, things where we are not cautious. So today we would like to start our session with the opening words from both of you. I would request Manasvini ma'am first to please share your thoughts. Ma'am, you are on mute.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
I'll have to keep
Ma'am, you can keep one gadget on mute.
So my PC
मैम आपके दोनों डिवाइस का स्पीकर ऑन है ना ठीक है एक का
No, my PC is on mute now, but still it is echoing. I'll have to close the PC link.
Now you can hear me. Ma'am, abhi bhi it's on mute. Yeah, now.
No, yeah.
हाँ जी,
I have to close one, no? Otherwise it was echoing.
हाँ जी.
Yeah. So I just said that it's a very crucial issue, especially for girls. And I have studied in a girls' school, then girls' college, then taught in a girls' college, and I've faced these things many times, even while being in Delhi University. Though I was in the safe environment of my college, Indraprastha College on Civil Lines Shamnath Marg, but still being 3-4 kilometers away from the campus, almost every month or 15-20 days we did face issues pertaining to the safety of ourselves when we were students, and then later on our students who were studying. There were many incidents which became kind of very important issues and made university to take important decisions. Like, I don't remember the year, but maybe about 10 years back, there was there's a place called Police Line near the university, near Vijayanagar, Mukherjee Nagar, if you are aware. There, the students from all over India, from villages, everybody, everywhere used to come for their police entry exam.
That was 2007 when we had a protest at the college.
Yeah,
2007.
2007. I didn't remember the year.
Yes.
So at that time, it was really devastating to see what happened. The candidates, when they were returning from their exam, they molested so many girls, starting from Vishwavidyalaya metro station up to ISBT and Old Delhi railway station, because most of them were walking back. And many of our girls got, caught in that molestation or mob. And it was a really bad thing. And uh, they were, we heard they caught a girl, took her to, say, metro station bathroom and something. But naturally, when such things happen, there are long, fake news also spreads very fast. So that I don't know how far it was true. But in front of our college, which we know, because our hostel girls, you weren't out, they were out to buy some medicine and things from the nearby market, and they fell into this trap. And at that time, the college took a decision to, to take some steps, because this needs to be stopped. Otherwise, we are not even safe walking on the roads. And then there was huge dharna, and we did a protest march to the VC's office. And then after we started, many of the girls' colleges from campus and even outside campus joined. And the result of that whole activity, I mean, we did a lot of things at that time, but the main result, which was a positive result we got, from that day, the police exam in the police line was stopped. And since 2000, after 2007, that exam happened somewhere outside the, campus area. That is, I think, near Alipur somewhere. And their entry in the campus was stopped. Similarly, another incident happened when, the DUSU elections. DUSU elections were another, big jhamela in the university, because of all the parties fighting among themselves. And if you are caught in their mob when they are, taking out their procession, it can be worse. And there also our students, were caught. One girl I remember from our mass media was caught and mishandled. Then she, got down from the rickshaw. She ran up to the college from the university. That protest also we took up to the VC. And from that time, that was another, thing which was very, very important in the history of University of Delhi, that in DUSU elections, all processions have been banned. Now, for last many years, you can't take out any procession during the election time. So this was the scenario, even, when we entered the 21st century. And then Nirbhaya happened, and then it was so bad in the campus, and there were no lights outside the college. We made efforts to get lights, more policemen, because, we have a hostel across the road. So our girls used to cross the road and go even after dark, especially in winter. So all these safety marks were done by the college. And then also we went to the LG and made a protest and registered our protest. So now these things have been happening, but you cannot change, I believe, and I think that's the truth. We cannot change the mentality of the male species. If we need to change the mentality of the male species, it has to start from home. The mothers have to teach their sons that if somebody does the same thing with your sister on the street, how would you feel? And if this is embedded in the mind, I am not suggesting that they should make all girls their sisters. I'm not suggesting that. But that sensitivity, that she is not my sister, but she is somebody's sister. She is somebody's daughter, and I can't misbehave with her. Till that starts,
True,
the
ma'am.
male mentality will not change. That is at present from the beginning, I must say, and then again I will pull in.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. I would like Somya also to put in some few words.
Definitely. To start with, Gunjan, thank you so much for this platform. I would like to thank you, Tripti, and the entire team of Womennovator. But then this particular seminar is also very special to me, because it is for the first time that I'm sharing a platform with my own mentor and my own person, my friend, philosopher, and guide, Dr. Yogi. We have been in the same college. We were students. She started teaching, and she was my professor when I was student in IP college. And in 2007, when the protest started, Gunjan, you will not believe, that was our Me Too movement, and which was offline. And 16,000 girls, and not only girls, it seems, Dr. Yogi will correct me here, 16,000 students collected before the Vice Chancellor's office, outside Vice Chancellor's office, to take preventive measures, take actions, because it was atrocious. I will not name the girl, but she was a college student and she was a hostler, and I know the girl personally. And the trauma that she went through went on for years and years. And we were all girls staying and coming into the city of Delhi for the first time. So we were all shaken a bit. We were all given an induction. What time do you need to go? What time do you need to step out? How do you want to sign in? What are the helpline numbers? You see, your PPT was so thought provoking, but I would also like to add, isn't it tragic that for a girl, she has to be time and again reminded, are you aware of your surrounding? Are you safe? Did you tell your boyfriend, your husband, your brother, your father where you're going? Did you tell them when will you be back? Isn't it tragic? Does it ever ring a bell to a man that is he unsafe? Unless he's not staying in Somalia or Afghanistan for that matter. But for us, even if I'm staying in a city like US, or even if I'm staying in a country like India, despite we claiming that we have reached Chandrayaan and we have been there and we have done that, incident like Manipur is happening. Incident like boxers protesting for sexual harassment is happening. And it is just not about physical safety. For a very long period of time, as a woman myself, it took me a lot to understand what a mental safety is all about. And I would like to thank Dr. Yogi, because it is only professors like Dr. Yogi in girls' colleges, and especially for girls like me who belong to a small town, when we came down from all those cities and we had that sense of fear in our heads and our hearts. How safe is it to test the waters? They were the ones to push us. They were the ones to throw us out of the class. That don't be just limit yourself in boxes because of you being a female. There are 10,000 things to do. Delhi offers you that. Delhi University offers you that. You've come so far to be educated. It is just not about the curriculum. And from a philosophy student to getting into mass media to ultimately getting into law, I could only achieve all of that because my foundation was laid very strongly by my professors at a college age. So definitely adding to educating our boys and telling them that, you mind your ways. It is also how girls from different backgrounds and staying in a hostel, I realized that every third girl has a story to narrate. Up till the age of 18, every third girl had actually gone through sexual harassment.
Yes.
Unfortunately, from their near and dear ones, not from total strangers. And I thanked my stars that I was in a very, very protective environment till 18. And after 18, I was handed over to professors like Dr. Yogi to ensure us that it is not our responsibility, but we will support you, back you, give you an infrastructure which is so strong that you will learn to be self-dependent. So much so that I got a platform to cover as a correspondent the entire Nirbhaya episode that happened in 2012. That opportunity was given by my college, that confidence was given by my college, and I was fighting for a girl who was fighting for her life and her respect. I tell you something, Gunjan, and I think you will agree with me here. Lack of proper channelized sex education from a very early age is definitely missing in the Indian curriculum.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So there is a sense of anxiety amongst boys, and girls are till age very hesitant. With the introduction of mass media, social media, and internet in our lives, unfortunately for kids entering into the age of puberty, they get to know about birds and bees, and they discuss about birds and bees only through their peers or through internet. They also get overexposed to pornographic material, something that they should be very, very delicately, be handled with, in order to feel that, yes, I also know about what's going inside my body and hormones and everything. And if you don't channelize it at the right age, there are dire consequences to it, irrespective of gender.
Ways of education are totally,
medieval
not
in nature.
Looked at all.
At least till the school age. Because as a philosophy student, and Dr. Yogi will agree with me here, we have actually discussed philosophical papers like sex, lies, and pornography. I am forgetting the philosopher's name, Dr. Yogi, but then we have discussed pornography as a subject. And if I address a delicate subject like pornography with so much attention and dedication, somebody will not just paint me into a bad light because I'm discussing particular topic. Because I am mentally healthy enough to discuss it at an open forum. I'm not ashamed of my body. I'm not ashamed of the changes going in my body. I'm not ashamed of me belonging to a particular gender. I'm open to talk. That is, I think, is clearly missing. And the tragic part is, and it shows from within, that I am a POSH trainer who have trained, say, about hundreds of employees now. Prevention of sexual harassment at workplace. I am myself not trained for self-defense. So that question that you had asked, that are you trained for self-defense? Can you use your own limbs to protect yourself? Unfortunately and scaringly so, the answer is no for me at least. Although there are colleges like IP College who training sessions to their girls for self-defense as well. Imagine we living in a society that we have to push our girls to learn this because they know that this is going to happen. Very easily, yes.
I would just like to intervene here, that you
Yes.
think that learning self-defense, the physical use of limbs will be, it's the only thing which will be helpful, because see, everybody may not do that. Like you,
Correct.
so I learned judo in school, college.
Yes, you did.
I was the first batch
Same
of
here.
judo.
I learned taekwondo.
I learned, but it is more than the use of physical limbs. It is more than the gut and the confidence in you. Yes, I can beat him. And there are other ways. Keep chili, that chili powder or whatever in your bag.
Pepper powder, yes.
Pepper sprays.
Pepper spray.
Confidence. If he is, in the metro misbehaving with me, touching me here and there, you should have courage and confidence to slap him there and then and attract the attention of others. Our girls, lack that confidence. Physical limbs to apne aap chal jate hain. Once if you get into this and then you get angry, so even if you don't know self-defense, thappad maar ke, you can do things. No, I am not saying learning self-defense is not important. That is important. But more than that, as you were talking of mental health, mentally to be strong. And this confidence, nobody can misbehave with me. I am there. I am also, I am sharing the same, space on the earth, on the ground, like you are. And you cannot do this to me. So cultivating that kind of confidence in students and children at home is very, very important by the parents. Baki to theek hai, we have all laws in place. We have 15D in the university, sexual harassment, lot of things are there. But then, like one thing is also very important. I'll just take 2 more minutes.
Please go.
In co-ed colleges, especially. Like I used to do this in Delhi School of Journalism. When my first batch came, it was a mixed college. It's a co-ed college. I gave a lecture to my boys, This lecture only. You see, all these girls, I am not saying make them your sisters, but rather you have to protect them from others. That feeling of oneness, that, you are one in class. They are your family. It is a boy or a girl. So, and then naturally told them about the law. Because today the law is, if a girl just says that he raised a eyebrow at me or he looked at me like this, he can be put behind bars. Laws are very strict and are all in favor of women. But women don't even use those laws. They perhaps don't even know about it, and they don't even use them properly. So mental health, you pointed out, is perhaps more important. Mental awareness.
So today, actually, ma'am, that is why we want to use this session in a way where we can actually learn so much which we are not aware of. Just like both of you have mentioned over here so beautifully. And I would like to pose my first question to both of you. In fact, ma'am, that why is it so important to have clear policies against sexual harassment, whether at work or in the society? Why is it that we should have these clear policies? So we should know about it.
This clear policy is because here in India, जब तक सिर पे डंडा ना हो, nobody wants to listen. So this law is like kind of a danda. You see, you do this and you get this result, this punishment. Perhaps this is the way we have been brought up. This is the way our environment is. That, unless you put these taboos or these laws in place, so that if somebody breaks them, they can be put to punishment. That is there. System is like that. Now to change the system, it will take perhaps a very long time, and it has to start from home. Not from college or school. It has to start from home. The young children have to start. You are same as a man, and the parents should behave in the same manner with their son as well as daughter, and not restrict the daughter for late night parties and allow the sons to go.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. So another question, maybe if you also would like to add something, Somya, on this.
Yes.
Oh, or my father will come and collect me, pick me up, so that I come home safely. Because things are unsafe. I don't remember the year. One day in Delhi, in South Delhi somewhere, one northeastern girl went out at around 2 o'clock from a call center to have tea or something. She was molested, picked up in the car. So young girls are not safe. Now, how to change the system? Everybody is trying, but perhaps it will take time. But then, as you said, we need to be aware of our rules. We need to, and as you posted some questions, you need to be aware when you are walking, who's walking behind you, who's walking on your side, because you can make out the, intention of the other person. The girls can, and then take immediate precaution. And as you just pointed out in the PPT, walk in lighted areas, we don't go in dark. Now, these are also, we are putting restrictions. No? So I can't walk into dark, but a boy can walk into dark. Why? Because we are women, and we are more unsafe than men. So yes, our rules and taboos are there, and they are perhaps needed. Even your PPT indicated that this is always needed. If you are a girl, don't walk in dark. See who's around you. Tell your father where are you going, when are you returning. Everything. A boy doesn't have to do it. So that is the answer to your question. What you raised in your PPT. Jack,
Yes,
what to do?
absolutely.
That.
Correct.
So yeah, and
So too many
these
thoughts in
questions
my mind.
were also sorry.
Gunjan, I'd like to add few things. मैं थोड़ा पॉश के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी बता देती हूँ. आपका बड़ा ही स्ट्रेट क्वेश्चन था कि पीयर पॉलिसी की जरूरत ही क्यों है. Tragedy is in a country like India, one part is a girl should not walk into the dark. Second part is how the world perceives a woman who walks into the dark. If I walk into the dark, my character is labeled.
Yes.
In a country where it's been the second batch, it seems, which has taken female cadets in NDA. So I'll be handling LMG and heavy machine vehicle and low machine vehicle and heavy machine guns and low machine guns, standing next to my male peers, protecting the borders. At the same time, I am expected to not to walk in the dark, because even if my intention is good, I'll be labeled as a person who has a low character. That's the tragedy of my society, number one. Number two, even my POSH policy says prevention of sexual harassment of women at workplace. So it is presumed in India that male cannot be sexually harassed, because we are biologically weaker sex. Even if I'm a PhD, a bus driver has guts to go heavy down on me and can molest me. My education doesn't help me there, because I am not as hefty or as strong as my male counterpart. Things are changing in US and UK, where sexual harassment cases have also been filed by male counterparts.
Yeah. Yes.
And they were just not harassed by male employees. They were also harassed by female employees. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about inclusivity. And this is a fight between just two genders now. And we have he, she, they, LGBTQIA+. The journey is so long, as Dr. Yogi pointed out, that there are changes, but it's a long way to. We don't have jobs for transgenders.
Yeah.
Now we have a central government portal where you can go back and change your gender in your birth certificate. First country in the world to do that. Nobody talks about it. We portray India as a regressive society. We do not tell what we are doing on ground for our transgenders. But genders are changing. Gender identification is changing. We have to be in a society where we can understand the concepts. It took a very hard time for the Supreme Court judges to understand the entire concept of LGBTQIA+. So even if there is a male who identifies as a woman, feels unsafe amidst hundreds of males, where will he go? Where are the law provisions to save a man from a man? We don't even accommodate such laws that can protect a man from a man. Forget about protecting. It's almost retrospective in nature. I wish it was, but it was progressive. एक बार आपके साथ गलत हो गया तो आपके पास इंसाफ दिलाने के लिए क्या रेमेडीज हैं लीगल, हम उस पर भी बात करें तो आदमी के पास तो है ही नहीं. औरतों के पास भी 2012 से पहले नहीं थी. It had to happen that a tragic slap on our faces as a society, hanging ourselves in shame, and still 11 years down the line, incident like Manipur happens, that we have change in laws that took place in 2012, where we took voyeurism also as a criminal offense, staring and stalking also as a criminal offense, online sexual harassment as a criminal offense. A POSH Act came only in 2019. 13, sorry. So do we presume Dr. Yogi has a career for 40 years? The POSH Act came in 2013. What happened to females who were harassed at workplace before that? And it brings me to my champion, Mrs. Rupal Dev Bajaj. We all know who KPS Gill was. He was a superhero, champion after Operation Blue Star, killing all the terrorists, Khalistani terrorists in Punjab and neighboring states. He has the audacity to go out to reach out to a finance secretary who was a female known as Rupal Dev Bajaj in 88 and asked her, pointing out, "Get up, I need to speak to you," quite near to her place. She was sitting, he was standing, and he had the audacity to ask her, and she felt uncomfortable. So much so that he slapped her bottom. That was 1988. She fought. District court found him guilty, but no jail time. The matter went to High Court. He was acquitted. On the day Supreme Court was about to give the judgment, and that was after 17 years of incident. She was a finance secretary. She had 20,000 people working under her. She was a powerful woman. And if it can happen to a powerful woman like her, imagine the plight of common women like me. On the day of the judgment, Gunjan, Mr. KPS Gill had the audacity to bring Punjab police band outside Supreme Court ki band baje ke saath acquit hoke jaunga, and he was convicted. However, still no jail time. So that is KPS Gill. And when she filed the case against him, narrative ये नहीं था कि KPS Gill जैसे सुपर हीरो ने क्या किया. Narrative ये था, she has a problem with the superhero of the society. So what if he pinched her bottom or slapped her bottom?
Wow.
From that stage to this, till about Manipur happened, I say in my training sessions that we have come a long way, but I take back my words. I still feel that we are the still same regressive society. We should be hanging our heads in shame. Every political agenda, every war situation, every famine, every natural calamity, I don't know why. Forget about the food and shelter and clothes. My dignity is always at cost.
Absolutely.
A woman always suffers. Ukrainian female soldiers were stripped down naked. They were given cigarette butts directly to their skin. Their body parts were cut down. So be it India, be it any part of the world, be it a war situation or peacetime, someone has the audacity to remove my hijab. Someone has the audacity to ask me to cover it 3 layers. My dignity, my choice, my independence to live life, everything is at cost. Primarily, we can discuss about, so that Manipur incident also eventually, funnel down to a political propaganda and Congress versus BJP and how Manipur is not being treated as a part of a country. Someone please go and ask to those females and their family members what they are going through.
Yes.
Our laws are such that we conceal the identity of the victim because we feel that she is ashamed, she will not be able to walk into society. Now tell me, you ladies, is it the woman who got raped or it is the man who should be feeling to conceal his identity? He should feel shameful. He should be looked down upon. He should feel awkward in walking into the society. He should be covering his face due to shame that people will beat him for all the wrongdoings. But he is walking out freely like a macho man. How Manu was walking after Jessica Lal case.
It's an unfair destiny actually for women.
Very rude awakening in the society, and I still feel, Gunjan, that we are still doing better than countries like Somalia or Afghanistan. Recently, I was reading a paper that beauty parlors are the biggest hub for females to socialize in Afghanistan and to earn some living. They have just been shut down. You are just not allowed to go to play. You are not allowed to go do makeup. You can't go to a parlor. Okay? So that is a society going backwards. When I compare myself to that, मतलब पहले stoop कर दीजिए इतना low standard, फिर कहिए इंडिया बहुत अच्छा है. या फिर ऐसी कंट्रीज को देखिए जहां पर जेंडर न्यूट्रलिटी अपने पीक पर पहुंच चुकी है, जहां पर फीमेल ही नहीं मेल के अगेंस्ट भी अगर सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट होता है तो मेल आल्सो हैज एन आइडेंटिटी एंड ही कैन फाइट अगेंस्ट इट. नॉट इन अ सोसाइटी वेयर, okay, in Indian penal code we also do not have a specific provision. Like we do have 377 where if a person has been forced to have unnatural intercourse, there can be a provision to it where most male members can file an application. But then other than that, in society per se, there are two laws that really trigger the question. A, no recognition of marital rape. The very basic counter that comes is that I'm married, I have a right to be physical with my wife whether or not she wants it.
So I was watching a movie yesterday, Somya, and this movie is actually, stamping the fact that good husbands are the husbands who don't abuse and don't hit their wives. And not only in India, they were stamping it in abroad also. So it was not something that it was only mentioned for India. It was for all over the world that a husband should be termed good husband if he's not abusing or not hitting the woman.
So the basic expectation is so sad. It's so sad that the very basic expectation of a partner is please don't abuse or hit me. Isn't it the fact that we should be actually making it a must have when we're entering into a relationship? आपने एहसान किया कि आपने मुझे अब्यूज नहीं किया, या आपने थप्पड़ नहीं मारा, या थ्रेटन नहीं किया. In our society, our husband is our legal guardian.
He had options. He did not cheat.
Oh yes, as if some leeway that I have got, some great ehsan he has done on us. He did not cheat on me.
Yeah. So I want to put up a question now.
Yeah.
That, what are those simple ways of educating women, about preventing sexual harassment and increasing their awareness? So what are those simple ways?
I'll speak up.
Women are very dumb. Frankly speaking, being a woman, I'm saying, knowing their power, knowing their abilities, knowing their capabilities, knowing the law, knowing everything, they don't take action.
Yes. Yes, they don't.
That is the sad part.
Dr. Yogi.
So yeah, because see, they don't take any action. You are asking how to make them aware. They are aware. Most of them are now aware, except maybe the people who are not properly educated, maybe people living in the villages who are not into proper education. But most of us are aware. When this molestation case happened in IP College, all our students were aware of their rights at that time, also in 2007. But you know what happened?
Ma'am, you are on mute.
Were caught. The student who perhaps even, she said, I will not take the name, even I will not take the name. But when that student was asked to appear in the, civil lines thana to give evidence, she refused because of parents. Right? And uh, some of them, ran away from the hostel the same evening. They left the hostel and went home because they did not want to come in the open. Because parents are also scared that if her name or face is publicized, then she'll be further harassed by other people. So that again, I'm emphasizing the same point. Unless and until the girls, their mental ability, mental understanding, mental confidence does not increase, you may make them aware academically. See, beta, this is the 15 day of university sexual harassment. First point, second point, third point. Take low. Every organization has HR department. They all educate their employees. This is how you have to keep the women have to keep themselves safe. This is how men have to behave so that they don't get into trouble. All this happens, but then women don't take action. आधी शर्माई में रह जाती हैं, कैसे बोलें, कैसे बताएं, लोग क्या कहेंगे, right? कुछ पेरेंट्स के प्रेशर में चुप रह जाती हैं. So how to tackle that? Awareness, ma'am. आजकल the exposure is so much that awareness does not take much time.
So how do we bring them to take action, ma'am?
Educate them in the houses. Parents have to educate them. The young parents especially. See, my generation, my generation parents, and I'm 68, may not be able to perhaps educate their children and talk to them of pornography or sex or whatever. My generation, I am able to because I was a teacher. But most of them don't. Yes. The society I live in, even my younger, mujhse ek generation come, who are 50, 45, they are also very timid. They will also not talk about this thing. They will do on these issues. They will not. It happens that younger generation, the young couples who are now, perhaps raising their children, they have to start. वहां से ही शुरू होगा. पुराने generation को change करना perhaps is very difficult. For this, you can take this example of, say, our Prime Minister brought this issue, Swachh Bharat, right? Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. People criticized it. But the younger children going to school have picked it up so well. They tell their parents, Mama, car mein se, why have you put the chocolate wrapper on the road? Our Prime Minister said this. No, I'm not talking of politics, that Prime Minister, but somebody said it and the child has absorbed it. And he is telling his parents, you have done a wrong thing, Mama, please. But some people told me we have to stop the car and pick up the wrapper. Similarly, the younger generation who are becoming parents, they should start educating their daughters, treating them same as boys, and educate them sexually about sex education at home. See, when we say now sex education should be there in all schools, colleges, sex education ka class hona chahiye. That does, but it helps to some extent. But sometimes things are misunderstood, misconstrued. And then at the age of, 18, 19, 17, the students start, because you are taught in the college, so you are more aware about it. You start experimenting in school itself. So many cases, big, popular schools happening in the bathrooms. And cases became, murder bhi ho gaya tha ek bachche ka. No, so it has to start at home. Charity begins at home. But correct. Then people have to, students, girls have to become confident. See, even this fear. She can handle everything. I was 25, had no much knowledge about sex also, because my father was Sanskrit and I was in girls' schools. When I was doing MA, I want to relate this incident. I tell all my students, I used to go to do my, studies in the afternoon to university library. So there was a section which I had to cross, where these toilets were there. That path used to be absolutely dark. Yeah. But to go from one wing to the other wing, you had to cross it. So I used to cross that with so much fear in my mind, in my heart. I used to literally run wearing saris and heels because I used to feel so scared. Somebody might come from the back, hold me, take me to the toilet and rape me. This feeling used to be continuously there. And once it happened, one boy I suddenly felt somebody's coming, and I looked back, and then I started walking very fast and immediately, tried to reach the lighted area. Fast. He came behind me, and as these people, उन दिनों का यही तरीका था, ma'am, I've seen you somewhere and we want to be friends. I was scared, but I kept my confidence. I said, I don't make friends like this. And I just said this to him. I stopped, said this, and ran to the tutorial, my library. But what I'm going to tell you now, for next 15 days, I was so scared at home. I used to come to the university, tell my friend, be with me, be with me. Jabki I used to live about 5 minutes away from University Library, St. Stephen's College. That, unless I reach home, you be with me. Scaring kya tha?
Such a small incident also left such an impact on you.
I used to keep thinking at night, if he would have caught me and taken me to the toilet and raped me, what would have? Yeah, he would have drugged me, because at that time drug thing was very, very, going on. So this fear is there. But today it is less. And one more thing, Somya said, men ki safety के लिए कुछ नहीं है. We talk of women, we don't teach our men, उनके लिए कोई laws नहीं है. But even I agree with that. But I would like to say one thing, that women, though we have all rules in place for women's safety, women, how to handle situation, women are also not clean. If you, I'm sorry, it's a women empowerment webinar, they misuse the laws.
Correct.
They also cheat men. Correct. They cheat men, they first seduce them, ask them to take them out, and if he says no to one thing, they make a case and then start asking for money. I know of so many cases of my hostel girls. So girls are misusing the laws. तो जानने का मतलब ये नहीं होता that you misuse them. And this is what our generation is doing. Okay, they think, oh, we have laws. Somebody will save us. So do whatever we want to do with the boy. That is also wrong. They also
another side of the story, ma'am. But definitely, I would also like to welcome Tripti, ma'am. She has also joined the session.
Yeah, I briefly saw her. Hi, Tripti.
So
hi so much. Thank you so much, Somya ji. And I was listening to Miss Yogi. It's such a pleasure that we could discuss this topic, and it's very, very relevant. And I firmly believe what you were saying, Miss Yogi, that the kind of not the misuse which is happening, because as employer we are facing and facing the not just like you were saying laws, but today if there is a woman who comes and work for you and she go all of a sudden disappear, to even file a police complaint, even though we are at the right place, is an issue. So the police is guiding us, don't file a police complaint, because they will misuse or say something, you will have to pay more for getting a simple solution. So I think it is very, very important that we should, like you were saying, also discuss about the way these laws are being misused as well, and how to protect people who are facing the repercussions of this misuse. What is the best solutions? What are the, it's a very, very relevant point. So definitely Somya has already spoken about what are the rights and what are the, things you should know, but also how to protect when you're not wrong, or when you are, whether it's a man, whether it's a female, if you're facing on the repercussion of being misused, laws misused.
I think I'll kind of take up the ends from what Tripti said and what Dr. Yogi said, and let's just take back to the stage of infancy. As Dr. Yogi pointed out, that right from the new age parents, at an early age, we need to teach our kids about good touch and bad touch. I think this is something very, very relevant now. And let the child understand that if somebody does this to you, do not get into that trauma that mama and papa will hold it against you. You come, you tell us, you alarm us, you alarm any adult around us. Don't feel guilty because it happened to you. The uncle or the auntie that is doing it to you, known or unknown, he will face the repercussions. That is wrong. You come tell us. In our generation, till about my time, if something happened to a girl, the girl was labeled to be dressed in a way or act provocatively or throw some nakharas that attracted attention from men. So she was labeled as a wrong person rather than the person doing it. And most of the time it was uncles and brothers and close persons in the vicinity and school teachers for that matter. So we need to teach our kids about good touch and bad touch. Eventually we need to teach our girls that do not have that trauma. बड़ी अच्छी बात बोली कि ये कौन सी इज्जत है मेरे यूट्रस में जो लुट जाएगी. गलत तुमने किया है, शर्म तुम्हें आनी. गलत तुमने
But I
किया.
think Somya, just to share, I mean, it's bad touch and good touch for men also.
Absolutely, but the point is that
Men
everyone
is-
should learn. Yes.
Yeah, it's not just female, it's men, and I really like the question being asked. You know, as a man, this Kirti, she's asking as a man what we need to keep in mind while working with women. I mean, to be very honest, this is also very relevant. For example, we were recently discussing, Somya, about this, that for example, if I'm a girl and there's a guy who likes me, okay, both of us exchange a happy, in eyes contact and everything going fine, all of a sudden females think that, okay, no, this is not what I want, all of a sudden. And then she starts feeling the same eye contact as a bad way at looking at you. Okay, so initially, if 1 month, 6 months, we were all okay, and then you decide not to be okay, and you make it as an issue. So I think it's very relevant what has been asked in the question, what we need to keep in mind while working with women also. Even that sanitization is very, very relevant.
Yes, I like to address that. So that is the reason why it is mandatory to conduct POSH trainings on an annual basis. We need to demarcate. Not every advance by a male employee can be tantamount as sexual harassment. Although the definition says that any kind of an unwelcome behavior. Now it might change from a female to female. If some male employee comes up to me, if at all he has a courage to do that, comes up to me and tells me that I'm looking beautiful today, I might say, oh, thank you so much. You know, dress up someday, I might also get a chance to revert the compliment, you know, very sportingly. Some girl might just feel offended that, oh, ma'am, that red lipstick looking really hot on you. I might just not be happy taking that comment because it's a very, very personal detail. And physical remarks are something which are flashed out as, you know, sexual harassment. Sexual harassment are just not about physical advances, molestation, showing pornography, or spreading obscenity, or making uncomfortable, or making gestures, verbal, non-verbal, or physical in nature. It is also about hostile work environment. So that question that someone asked, that what should be kept in mind while having female colleagues working side by side, we during our training very categorically tell that yes, what very clearly pointed out by Tripti, that there has to be a feeling of gender sensitization, number one. When I talk about gender equality, I feel कि अगर एक कैंडिडेट की पोस्ट खाली हुई और 10 कैंडिडेट उसमें अगर नाम डालते हैं, तो मेरा जेंडर और मेरा नाम अगर क्लोज कर दिया जाए और बेस्ट कैंडिडेट 10 लोगों के में से एक निकाला जाए, by the virtue of me being a female, मेरा वो कैंडिडेचर कैंसिल नहीं होना चाहिए. That means I should be given equal opportunity to have challenging roles, equal pay parity, and to take up new posts. Just because I'm a female, na jaye. There is another aspect to it. As a female, if I'm on maternity leave or I have a small child, I would want some consideration on humanitarian grounds. Now, क्या होता है कि किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में ये टिफ आ जाता है, क्योंकि मेल एम्प्लॉइज को लगता है कि जब आपको इंक्रीमेंट चाहिए, सैलरी चाहिए, सब में पैरिटी चाहिए, लेकिन आपको आज जल्दी जाना है क्योंकि आपके घर मेहमान आ रहे हैं और मेल काउंटर पार्ट पे आपने एक और फाइल थमा दी, तो ये कौन सी जेंडर इक्वालिटी हुई? या फिर हस्बैंड वाइफ अगर दोनों वर्किंग है और मेड ना आए या बच्चे की तबीयत खराब हो या इन-लॉज को कोई प्रॉब्लम हो, तो छुट्टी जनरली वाइफ ही क्यों ले रही है? हस्बैंड क्यों नहीं कर रहा है? So gender neutral roles, it's a very detailed topic. But from that stage to where we need to tell our male employees, see, मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ कि गाइडिंग प्रिंसिपल किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट या एथिक्स होता है. आप अगर प्रोफेशनल बिहेवियर, फॉर्मल बिहेवियर, इन सब की कैटेगोरिकली मेंशंस होते हैं किसी भी कंपनी की पॉलिसीज में, जो कि आपका ऑनबोर्डिंग जब आप एम्प्लॉयर बनते हो तब आपको ये डिटेल्स दी जाती है. If you only adhere to those policies, you will never be in trouble. See, we are not ice cream sellers. We are not there to please everyone. We are not there to make friends at workplace. However, due to the fact that we spend significant number of hours each day with our colleagues, they become our extended families. Most of the time, we also become friends so close with our colleagues that our families know each other. We go out together off office hours as well, irrespective of gender. Some people actually, like Tripti pointed out, indulge into something. Some might, take it further. Some might just abruptly end it. When the things abruptly end, is that the point when the girl feels that suddenly she has been sexually harassed? When she got all the attention from the male employee, it's all gaga and it's all good. And the minute the attention is diverted to someone more beautiful, now I feel that whatever happened in the last few months was sexual harassment.
What did Priya do with Madhur Bhandarke? What did she do with Madhur Bhandarke? Same
No,
thing.
absolutely.
No, same thing. To reach the top, she slept with him for 5 years.
Yes.
And then when he could not give her the position,
Yes.
so she said, he has been sexually harassing me. Now, this
Correct.
is wrong, no?
This is misuse.
Yeah,
This
misuse.
is a whole situation where a genuine victim is never been given a chance to portray the story because it feels that now she is misusing her position. What was Me Too? A single female had the courage to point out, and lakhs of females around the globe felt that, yes, I also want to step out of the cocoon and tell that it happened. I mean, it took courage from one female. So what needs to be done is two things. Unfortunately, women pull down each other in personal life and professional. When I reach out to a female colleague saying that, यार इस male employee ने मेरे साथ ऐसा किया है, the first reaction is छोड़ ना. Why don't you ignore this? क्या कर रही है? Do you even know his position? Do you even understand how he can play with your career? Do you even understand how he can play with your ratings? Do you even understand that if he puts the wrong word across your team manager, you can be fired? And the one gets discouraged. He complain ही नहीं डालती. या फिर do you even understand that what you do against him in the organization, how he can take it back the revenge when you step outside the organization? And मैं डर गई. तो मैंने दो चीज की. मैंने इग्नोर करना शुरू किया, ब्लिंकर्स लगा लिए, या मैंने कंपनी ही छोड़ दी, घर बैठ गई. सोल्यूशन दोनों नहीं है. अगर कोई फीमेल एम्प्लॉय के तू आगे बढ़, हम तेरे साथ हैं. And why just female employees? I tell during the training that each male employee should have a back of each female employee. आप जब विटनेस कर रहे हैं कोई चीज तो आप सपोर्ट करिए. And when I say this, I also say कि अगर लड़के ने गलत नहीं किया तो भी जाके इस लड़के का साथ दीजिए. अगर लड़की ने विक्टिम की तरह किसी चीज को सफर किया है और आपने देखा है तो आप लड़की का सपोर्ट करिए. गलत किसी का मिसयूज मत करिए. चूंकि मिसयूज इतने होने लगे हैं, एंड स्टिल नेशनल क्राइम रिपोर्ट ब्यूरो सेज देयर इज अ 28% हाइक इन द सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट, एंड दैट टू ड्यूरिंग कोविड. यानी ऑनलाइन हरासमेंट हो रहे थे. वो माहौल जहां पर इंटरनेट और फोन और लैपटॉप के थ्रू हरासमेंट हो रहा है, जहां पर फिजिकल टच है ही नहीं, शोल्डर एक दूसरे से टच ही नहीं कर रहे, कोई मेरे कंधे पे आके हाथ नहीं रख रहा है, इतनी पावर है कि मुझे हरास कर दिया जा रहा है ऑनलाइन. वी हैव अ लॉन्ग वे टू गो.
ताली दोनों हाथ से बचती है. ऑनलाइन में ताली दोनों हाथ से बचती है.
बिल्कुल मैम, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. और कभी कभार किसी पोजीशन को, किसी पर्क्स को, किसी अपस्केलिंग को करके कई लड़कियां इस चीज का, इस पावर का या इस अटेंशन का फ्रॉम द मेल एम्प्लॉय, स्पेशली इन अ प्रोमिनेंट पोजीशन, मिसयूज करती है. और उसमें होता क्या है कि जेन्युइनली जो कोई विक्टिम होता है उसकी बात को कोई सच नहीं मानता. एंड दैट इज व्हाई व्हेन वी take the POSH complaint, we want it to be in the written form so that she cannot make versions out of it. आज हुआ था.
By the time the Chinese whisper goes to the next person, the story is different. So on this note, I would like to ask another question, Somya and ma'am, Yogi ma'am, that how can organizations promote equality and inclusivity to prevent sexual harassment in the workplace? So what are the ways, that the organization can promote equality?
Firstly, they should treat both their employees on the same level. If a woman is more qualified and capable, then they should not think, no, but higher CEO to sirf male banega, director to sirf male banega. If they start doing that, this will decrease on its own, because then the male will know that we have to show our capability and not other things. Firstly is this, and then educate and the second thing is to educate the male employees. Give them a training first, 2 days, 3 days training that, this is with both of them present in front of the females. I mean, all the employees together should be given a training, and they should be made to understand that we want a healthy atmosphere in the organization. So no hanky-panky, right? Treat each other on equal level. For that, it has to start from the top. If the top considers everybody equal, receptionist लड़के क्यों नहीं बनाते? PA लड़कियां ही क्यों होती हैं most of the organization में? A young girl, beautiful girl is the PA, secretary to the boss. Male को क्यों नहीं बनाते? So boss has to start, na? That he should have a male. If the male is more capable.
Ma'am, in that case, though, I think even men will say that women are not getting into various kinds of, work fields, workforce.
No, that is not there, ma'am.
Women are not going.
ये नहीं मैं कह रही कि हर जगह यही कर दे. But somewhere, if I have not at present, I have not seen a male receptionist in the organizations and society and the offices I have been to. I've always seen a female. And even if you see the plays, you see the films, everywhere there's a female receptionist. And then there's something going on between the boss and the female reception. They are portrayed like this, right? So they are stereotype. So that should be stopped. Capability, education, and who can give you the best. The boss. So it has to start from the top. Top se trickle down hoga niche. Top se it has to trickle down to the last employee. Say even a peon, that he should know how to behave with his female colleague who's on his cadre. So it has to be like that. Otherwise, it will never stop, and this will go on. And secondly, if a woman faces it, inequality in the office, she should have again courage to report it to the boss. Irrespective of my job will go. Yeah. My job will go. Because job may go. Job may go. So या तो अपनी इज्जत रखिए या फिर job रखिए. So you have to decide. Sometimes people are not able to decide because they want the job. So as Somya said, blinkers लगा लेते, ignore कर देते. That is there.
Yeah. I'll just like to add to this question. See, very rightly pointed out that the message should come from the top leadership of the organization and should trickle down to a level of a class 4 employee. That there is zero tolerance of sexual harassment at workplace.
That was actually my next question only. In fact, you answered it before that. That, how does, leadership play in preventing sexual harassment at work?
I have exemplary experiences in the recent past when I was training employees from different organizations, and people from the top leadership, like that of a CEO or a CBO, were part of the training sessions. They just did not take it as some compliance training. कि सब बैठ गए और पूरे टाइम स्क्रीन ऑफ कर दिया और म्यूट कर दिया और कंप्लायंस हो गया जी, ट्रेन हो गए. No, they were very much part of it, asking questions. And they ensured, like I was training employees of Dharampal Satpal Group, that Catch Masala and Rajnigandha, a common brand names that you might hear, it's a household name. They not only ensure that the top leadership level of a vice president level and above were trained exclusively, they also ensured that the uneducated contractual female employees working in a factory should be trained in Hindi, a language with gestures. They understand what is yawn shoshan and why they should have the need to have a leader who can speak on their behalf to their manager. Forget about a permanent employee, also a female contractual employee who's not educated enough. They ensured that they comply, the entire factory members. The training of the male employees also took place. Those factory people who were uneducated, and it took place in Hindi. So these are the exemplary things, and I always put it up on social media for organizations to take up a cue from such organizations, big or small, कि सीईओ और सीबीओ लेवल के भी लोग पूरी ट्रेनिंग का हिस्सा ले रहे हैं टू शो दैट देयर इज जीरो टॉलरेंस, कि कितने भी प्रोमिनेंट पोजीशन में आदमी क्यों ना हो, अगर ऐसे एलिगेशन हैं, और हुआ ऐसा, बहुत सारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस आउट ऑफ कोर्ट सेटलमेंट कहते हैं कि भाई या तो आप रिजाइन कर दीजिए, अदरवाइज रीजन के साथ हमने रिजाइन किया तो आपको आगे भी प्रॉब्लम आ जाएगी. There are organizations where a girl felt that the internal committee did not do justice to her. The organization backed her that you file a criminal complaint against the sexual offender and we will back you. We will give you camera clips where you were being harassed in the office premise. We will give you list of witnesses who will record their statements, who are your colleagues, that yes, such thing happened. You take it up there. These are the examples led by the organizations and its leaderships that can give a sense of encouragement that there is zero tolerance. See, I tell you something, Gunjan. When a woman fights for her rights and her dignity, she just doesn't fight with a single person. She fights with the entire system. It's not easy. And mostly it is male dominated. Like Dr. Yogi said, the director जो है वो male ही बनेगा. You see, people at down level very conveniently at times want a woman to go on top and waiting for her to fail. If she succeeds, they say she might have slept her way to the top. And if she fails, they say हमने तो बोला ही था औरत को मत दो ये. उनके narrative ready है. आप fail हो, आप pass हो, उनके narrative ready है. And they take a huge chunk of happiness with them back home when they see a woman fail. In a country like India, जहाँ पर Ms. Jaiswal from Lucknow is the main brainchild behind Chandrayaan being a success, you watch me fail and I'll reach to the moon. So it's not that कि हमारी capability में कहीं कोई problem है. हमने gender biased roles बना दिए, executive assistant, private secretary, nurses, because एक feminine side है. लेकिन हमने लाइट मशीन गन भी हैंडल करना सीखा, चंद्रयान पे भी जाना सीखा. हम साइंटिस्ट्स भी हैं, हम प्रोफेसर्स भी हैं, हम लॉयर्स भी हैं, हम जजेस भी हैं, हम विमेनीटर भी चलाते हैं जहां पर हम और लेडीज को भी प्रमोट कर रहे हैं.
Absolutely.
कि आगे बढ़िए.
I would like to.
We've got your back. You go ahead. You want incubation, you want funding, you want publicity, you want marketing. We need platforms like this. कि मुझे किसी मेल एम्प्लॉय के या मेल काउंटर पार्ट के पास जाके अपनी किसी जरूरत के लिए सकम ना होना पड़े. If I have communities like this, I can be very safe. I'm sorry, I'm not even safe at home because my plumber and my electrician, my driver and our gardeners are still male. Imagine having a community of all female group. Imagine a female rider or a driver of Ola and Uber, which is happening. I feel safe.
Women are taking over many fields now.
We are taking
I want to answer two questions.
Yes.
Gargi, somebody called Gargi just wrote
Yes.
that, a woman, if something happens with her, how can she go to everyone to convince them? They will not believe. You don't have to go to everyone. Just report the matter to the right place.
Yes.
If it is police, report it to the police. If it is the director, report it to the director. If whoever is in charge, report there. People will come with you. You can't wait for people to believe you and say, "Tu bhi aaja, tab main jaati hu aage." No, you have to lead your way on your own. People will join you because if you have guts and confidence to lead alone, people will join you. और एक कीर्ति ने अभी लिखा, men and women cannot be equal because God has made us like that. Yes, even I believe the way God has made us, fine, we are unequal. We are talking of equality in the mind. I don't believe in such equality, which, feminism to extreme believe कि मैं नौकरी करती हूँ, मैं शाम को आके चाय बनाती हूँ, खाना बनाती हूँ, एक दिन तू बना, क्योंकि हम equal हैं. I'm not talking of that equality. I'm not talking of that equality. But it is that अलमारी में नहीं खिसका सकती भरी हुई, because I'm a woman, अकेले में नहीं खिसका सकती. I need a man to help me to push it. In that way,
just the way
equal.
a man cannot produce a child.
Yeah. So
why doesn't he try that?
अरे रथ के दो पहिए हैं ना, दोनों इकट्ठे चलेंगे तो रथ चलेगा ना आगे. चैरियट तो तभी चलेगा when both wheels will move together. एक व्हील धर जाएगा, अकेला व्हील cannot take the chariot ahead. So family cannot go ahead without both joining together, hands together. So men and women are equal when we say, or Somya is saying, or we are saying, or Gunjan is saying, it is mentally we have to feel equal. Man has to understand, ये मेरी wife है, friend है, बहन है, मेरे equal है, right? Or
And
women
male
have to feel
equality we have to bring where we don't have to ask the men what we have to do. In the same way, just as the men don't have to ask anything from a woman. So it's their life, the way they want to lead it, and why is it questioned? So that is where a woman feels unequal. Mainly, if we see in the basics, because a woman is to ask so many things when she's a child, from her father, from her brother. Can I go out till this time? Can I come back at this time? As a married woman also, that what does the family want? How am I supposed to behave? Everything is questioned. Whether even at work, to go to work or not to go to work is also being asked. So there are limitless
to certain
boundaries which
age,
a woman is brought up in.
to certain age, a girl has to ask. अब एक 5 साल की लड़की सुबह अकेले उठ के बाहर नहीं जा सकती है दुकान पे, right? तो कुछ एज तक girls have to ask. Yes, but I also agree that a married woman asking, मैं जॉब कर लूं कि ना कर लूं, मैं एडवोकेट बन जाऊं कि ना बन जाऊं, प्रैक्टिस कर लूं कि ना कर लूं, that is ridiculous. Right? So that I agree with you, that she should not be bound to ask. If she asks, that is her wish. Her maybe respect or understanding with her husband that she wants to consult him. कि भैया मैं करूं कि ना करूं. But she should not be forced and say, अरे तुमने जॉब ज्वाइन कर ली मुझे बताया नहीं. हाँ, women should tell her husband. बताना तो चाहिए, पर permission लेने की बात नहीं है. No permission is
We
needed.
are getting a lot of questions from the audience. I would first of all request all the audience to please put on your cameras, because it's been almost an hour we're talking to the screen. So it'll be wonderful if we can also see you, since that's the same way as you are able to see us. Right? So please, I request each one of you to put on your camera and then pose your question. First, you please put on your cameras.
तो आई थिंक मुझे सुधा मूर्ति जी की बड़ी अच्छी बात याद आती है जो डॉक्टर योगी ने पॉइंट आउट किया कि परमिशन जब लेने की बात करते हैं, शी वेरी ब्यूटीफुली पुट्स अप दैट when my husband is about to take a decision which I don't agree with, I tell him that as a friend I'm going to tell you that it is not a good decision, but as a wife, as a partner, I'm going to be supporting you in whatever decision you take. Whatever comes, I'm going to be there. So that channel needs to work smoothly, because there are kids and responsibilities that you need to take care of. So who could be the best advisor than a partner? It is tragic for households where you can't discuss your problems with the partner because the partner himself or herself judges you. I'm talking about females also. Super judgmental. I'm talking about females as well. So gender neutrality at workplace and home is yes, and that's a very common Instagram reel of Priyanka Chopra where she talks about cerebral equality, that I don't have to be a macho man with all six-pack abs and beating the shit out of a person. Cerebral equality, that I should be given a choice to make decisions of my life, telling the person and letting him be part of that decision, not governing me how to lead my life. Maybe at times even that is fine because he's my well-wisher. But if the intention is only to bring me down because I'm a female, that is where the problem lies. We need to bring people like Sudha Murthy or all many successful relationships and how they worked and experiences of their anecdotes into consideration, and let people know that what happens when a partner helps each other and to what height can you go, what all you can achieve, and how with good upbringing you can actually change the society, because that one individual that you raise nicely, that can let her spouse become the PM of UK. Mr. Rishi Sunak. Give some credit to the Murthis that the daughter was raised well, that she was such a supporting partner, that her husband is one of the youngest PM, and who would have thought person from Indian origin making it in the UK. Of course, people might have different opinions to it, political agenda, money, all of that, but you can't achieve heights without having a supportive and an understanding partner. A male still can, he can thrive. A female, not possible. Never. Either she's alone or she has an understanding partner or she's not successful. Gunjan, you're on mute.
Ma'am, I can
Kirti sir,
speak.
would you like to ask something?
Yeah, I think he has raised hand. Kirti ji has raised hand for a very long period of time. So go ahead.
Good evening, all of my community members. First of all, I would like to pay thanks to Somya ma'am. I think she is the organizer of this Zoom meeting. And secondly, I would like to pay thanks to all the very prominent speakers are here. And all are talking about the women empowerment and all. So ma'am, एक example देना चाहता हूँ because we are in security forces and I want to share one very prominent story of one of our seniors. मैम एक बार हमारे यहाँ डिबेट चल रहा था, आवाज आ रही है ना सर? बिल्कुल। हमारे यहाँ डिबेट चल रहा था देश निर्माण में नारियों की भूमिका। देश निर्माण में नारियों की भूमिका पर एक डिबेट चल रहा था। लोग प्रो एंड कॉन्स में, फॉर और अगेंस्ट में बोल रहे थे। तो सबने बहुत कुछ बोला, सबने बोला कि लड़कियां आज ये कर रही, वो कर रही, बहुत सारी बोली, कोई आईपीएस बन रही, सारी कुछ बोला गया। मुझे मेरे बोलने के लिए कुछ बचा नहीं था मैम, मैं लास्ट स्पीकर था। मैंने एक बात बोला जो अभी मैम गुंजन मैम ने शायद बोला था, मुझे याद आ गया, इसलिए मैं ऐड कर रहा हूँ। ये आजकल मेट्रो सिटीज में क्या है मैम कि खर्चा बहुत ज्यादा है, तो हस्बैंड वाइफ दोनों को कमाना पड़ता है। और होता तब ये जब बात तब बुरी हो जाती है जब हस्बैंड वाइफ एक साथ दोनों घर पर पहुंचते हैं, शाम को थके आ रहे 5-7 बजे, और दो हस्बैंड जो अपने दोस्त को लेके आया जाता है और वाइफ को कहता है कि जरा एक कप चाय बना देना। वो वाइफ जो कि घर में काम भी करके गई है और फिर वापस आती है, और बिकॉज वी आर फ्रॉम द मैन डोमिनेटेड सोसाइटी, हम सारे, इवन कि मैं अपनी वाइफ के लिए भी यही रखता हूँ मन में कि अगर कुछ काम करना हो तो मेरी वाइफ ही करे, मुझे ना करना पड़े। तो मैं ये ऐड कर रहा हूँ, वाइफ हस्बैंड ने बोला कि जरा एक कप चाय बना देना, दोस्त आया।
I think Kirti ji is being dead honest about things. It's so true, so true. You know, I think there is a network latch from his end, right?
Yeah.
मैं बहुत मतलब कि मैं बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ कि इतना बड़ा चीज आप लोग डिस्कस कर रहे हैं। तो ये बोलना चाहता हूँ कि जेंडर सेंसिटाइजेशन हमारे फोर्स में चलाया जा रहा है, क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ भी लड़कियां काम कर रही है मैम।
आप कौन सी फोर्सेस में हैं कीर्ति जी?
मैम सेंट्रल पुलिस फोर्स में हूँ, जो एयरपोर्ट पुलिस आप देखते हैं।
CISF?
आई एम फ्रॉम CISF एज इंस्पेक्टर मैम। तो हम लोग भी सेंसिटाइजेशन पर देखते हैं, हमारे यहाँ भी लड़कियां काम करती हैं। आप एयरपोर्ट पर देखते होंगे हमारे यहाँ की जो फ्रिस्किंग करती हैं या फिर बोर्डिंग गेट पर आपको मिलती होंगी। हाँ बिल्कुल, आप देखते होंगे कितना बहुत ही तरीके से करती हैं। प्रॉब्लम्स आता है, हमारे यहाँ भी आता है प्रॉब्लम्स। तो हमारे यहाँ भी सेल रखा गया है, सेक्शन ऑफ सेल रखा गया मैम। लेकिन क्या है कि कुछ तो सही केसेस हैं, कुछ गलत केसेस हैं, ये तो चलेगा ही। हम लड़कियों को इससे दोष नहीं दे सकते हैं, क्योंकि उनके पास कुछ ऐसा एजेस है जो हम जेंट्स प्रूफ नहीं कर पाते हैं। तो जैसा कि हम सुन रहे थे, हमको अच्छा लगा कि आज जो बातें हो रही है वो अगेंस्ट द लेडी हो रही है, अगेंस्ट द वुमेन हो रही है। लेकिन ऐसा नहीं मैम, वुमेन भी अच्छी होती है, मैन भी खराब होते हैं, वुमेन भी खराब होती है। और आज के जो सोशल नेटवर्किंग लाइफ में बहुत कुछ ऐसा हो रहा है जो आप बता रहे थे कि लोग विदाउट एनी टचिंग द शोल्डर दे आर जस्ट हरासिंग द मैन ऑल्सो। हमारे यहाँ आज मैम बहुत सारा ऐसा एग्जांपल दिया जा रहा है कि आप वीडियो कॉल पर आओगे, आपको ऐसा पिक्चर बनेगा आपके बारे में और फिर आपको मोलेस्ट किया जाएगा, आपसे एक्सटॉर्ट किया जाएगा। जो हम लोग जवानों को बताते हैं मैम कि यू आर नॉट सपोज टू टच एनी लिंक और एनी सच टाइप ऑफ थिंग व्हिच विल बी वेरी बैड फॉर। तो मैम मैं अपनी वाइफ को देख रहा हूँ, मैं घर का ही एग्जांपल देता हूँ बहुत। मैं सुधा मूर्ति के एग्जांपल कहाँ दूं, दे आर फॉर वेरी वेरी फार फार अवे फ्रॉम आवर टच। तो मैं अपनी वाइफ का एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ मैम। आई एम राइट नाउ इन रत्नागिरी, मेरी पोस्टिंग अभी मुंबई से लगभग 250 किलोमीटर दूर है, एंड माई वाइफ इज इन मुंबई, एक सोसाइटी में रह रही है। एंड मैं उसको देखा हूँ, एक लेडी के लिए जो महीने का 5 दिन कितना कष्टप्रद होता है, उसको झेलते हुए बिना सिकन के आए हुए वो जिस तरह से घर चला रही है, जिस तरह से बच्चे को चला रही है और जिस तरह से अपने डे टू डे पेंडिंग चोर्स को, अपने काम को कर रही है। तो मैं मतलब एक बार हम लोग को क्लास में लिखने दिया गया कि मैन और वुमेन कितना कितना काम करते हैं कि कॉलम बना के लिखिए। मैम, जेंट्स कुछ भी नहीं करते, वी हैव ओनली 3 or 4 वर्क्स, बट ए लेडी हैव 30 or
So
40
wonderful,
works.
Preeti, you are expressing very freely, but let us continue with the questions, right? So I would like to
Yeah,
ask another.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So first of all, can we all please put on our cameras?
Actually, Gunjan, I'm very happy. I think मुझे लगता है पर्पस सॉल्व हो जाता है जब इस तरीके के ऑब्जर्वेशंस किसी मेल अटेंडी से आता है. Very honestly, he's telling that it happens in my own family also. The tragedy is that आदमी थक के काम से घर आता है, औरत काम करके काम पे जाती है घर में.
आके भी करती है.
आके भी करती है. और औरतों को ही ऐसी ब्रिंगिंग होती है कि हम ही गिल्टी में आ जाते हैं अगर हम बैठे हैं और हस्बैंड या पार्टनर या फादर फॉर दैट मैटर अगर चाय या पानी का ग्लास लेकर हम खुद गिल्ट में आ जाते हैं कि अरे हमारे रहते हुए उन्हें क्यों करना पड़ा. ये तो थिंकिंग बचपन से आ रही है ना. लड़का अगर थक करके आता है, बीवी छोड़िए बहन अगर बड़ी भी है 10 साल उम्र में, तो वो आके बैठेगा और कहेगा पानी पिला देना. He thinks he is entitled to that. That narrative needs to be changed, which I think people like Mr. Kumar can do it at an early age, so that by the time the son has his own partner, he knows she is working, I am working. कभी मैं चाय दूं, कभी तुम पानी पिलाओ, and that's how it will go ahead. डॉक्टर योगी इज एब्सोल्युटली राइट. मैं अलमारी नहीं खिसकाऊंगी, मैं टायर नहीं चेंज करूंगी, तो बच्चे का नैपी मोस्टली मैं चेंज कर दूंगी. कभी थकूंगी तो तुम कर देना. लेट्स होल्ड ईच अदर्स बैक. एंड दैट इज इन द वर्क प्लेस एज वेल. That is in the workplace as well. We are all allowed to have bad days. Someday, if a man is rude to you, does not mean that I am harassed today. Tomorrow, I am fine. Day after tomorrow, again, when he is rude to me, I am harassed. Next day, I think I hold nothing against it. The narrative cannot change. And how to judge it? लोगों को जो डर लगता है, इंटरनल कमिटी की जो पावर है, that is equivalent to a civil judge of the country. उनकी ट्रेनिंग बहुत स्पेशलाइज्ड होता है. These are highly skilled people who have the power to actually examine the evidences, each side of the party and their narratives to conclude कि harassment actually हुआ कि नहीं. और एक दो बड़े pivotal आपको points बताती हूँ ये जज करने के लिए. एक तो होता है हमारा intent versus impact, कि आदमी बोल देता है और कहता है मेरा कहने का वो मतलब नहीं था, आपने गलत ले लिया, आपका इंटेंशन कोई पूछ ही नहीं रहा है, मेरे ऊपर इम्पैक्ट क्या हुआ आपकी बात का वो फर्क पड़ता है. दैट इज नंबर 1. Number 2, we also keep into consideration the viewpoint of a rational female employee. क्योंकि छोटी से छोटी बात का मसला बना दो कि मुझे दुनिया का नहीं पता, मुझे आपकी बात का इतना बुरा लगा कि अब मैं आपकी नौकरी लेके मानूंगी, ये भी एक अनदर एक्सट्रीम है. और इससे बचने के लिए इंटरनल कमिटी के पास ये ऑप्शन रहता है कि भाई एक रैशनल फीमेल ह्यूमन बीइंग अगर इनकी जगह होती तो क्या उसको भी इस सिचुएशन में बुरा लगता? क्या हम एक वार्निंग देके छोड़ दें? क्या रिटर्न अपॉलॉजी दें? क्या पब्लिक अपॉलॉजी दें? क्या इन लोग के ट्रांसफर अलग कर दें? क्या इन लोग की फ्लोर्स अलग कर दें? ऑफिसेज अलग कर दें? टर्मिनेशन करें या फिर अल्टीमेटली हमें इसके अगेंस्ट क्रिमिनल इंक्वायरी ही करनी पड़ेगी? डिपेंड्स ग्रेविटी ऑफ क्राइम है क्या. अगर एक रिटन अपॉलॉजी से जहां मेल एम्प्लॉय इज अशेम्ड ऑफ व्हाट ही डिड और व्हाट ही सेड काम बन जाता है तो तमाशा बनाने की जरूरत नहीं है. सब लाइवलीहुड अर्न करने आ रहे हैं. बट इफ ही हैज अ हिस्ट्री बिहाइंड, this is the second or the third incident being reported against the same person, I think the organization has full power to take coercive actions, strict actions against the male employee. So कोई भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अपना नैरेटिव कैसे सेट करता है. बहुत छोटा सा एग्जांपल आपको देती हूँ. एक नई इंटर्न 28 साल की उम्र की HCL ज्वाइन करती है. नॉट नेम्ड इंटर्न. And her day one, she is stopped by a much senior employee of HCL, and he asked her thrice to sit into his car so that he can drop her at a nearest metro station, which she reported to her manager. Next morning, before the office started, the person was fired. It was such an open and shut case that the organization did not even feel the need to let the inquiry go through. They made a lesson out of it, not out of the person, but out of the situation. There is zero tolerance towards sexual harassment. And that is when female feels strong enough. कोई organization में जिसमें एक incident भी report नहीं हो रहा ना, ये मत समझे कि आपका office का environment safe है. ये समझे कि औरतों के अंदर डर क्यों है इतना कि एक भी रिपोर्ट नहीं कर रही। और ज्यादा रिपोर्ट करने का ये मतलब नहीं है कि मेल एम्प्लॉय सेफ नहीं है, इसका मतलब ये है कि फीमेल आर बीइंग ऑफेंडेड, they are letting the male employees know what is wrong, what is right, and let the internal committee decide that whether it will tantamount to harassment, how to avoid it, what are the coercive actions that could have been taken, and what are the corrective action plans against such incidents. So that message should come from the organization.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely, I agree. So we have like 3 minutes more. So anything, I would actually request Manasvini ma'am to speak something, or then I can give you the thank you for sharing such wonderful insights about all the safety for women, and we discussed openly on this platform and how
I think
everyone has. Yes,
we have had a 360-degree discussion. We have
yeah,
touched
yes,
almost all the points. And at the end, I would just like to say that girls, females, whether you are a married woman or a young girl, please imbibe confidence in you. That I can do everything. I can save myself. I can, and then naturally confidence to report. That is the main thing. Don't shy off if something happens with you. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen if you go and tell somebody that something has happened to you. So if these things start, if women become more vocal, then I think things will start decreasing themselves. Men will understand, अरे ये तो जाके बता देगी. The men also have this kind of.
मैम आप म्यूट पे हो गए हो, you're on mute. Yes.
Yeah. What was I saying is that, if the women have the confidence and they start doing all this reporting in their workplaces, school, colleges, then, men will understand कि ये शिकायत कर देगी. She will report. Female will report. And that will be a fear practice against them. If they have the fear, they think कि तो बोलेगी नहीं, क्या बोलेगी, बेशर्मी सी जगह क्या बताएगी, मैंने क्या किया. In Delhi School of Journalism, there were 3-4 cases of male lecturers harassing our students. The students reported to me. I brought it to light, and we quietly told those teachers to resign. We didn't want to spoil their careers, because अगर internal complaint committee में चला जाएगा तो he will be out of job forever. Teaching job तो मिलेगा. So we made them resign. But in one case, the girl didn't tell me in second semester. Then fourth semester again, she got that teacher. Then a friend of hers, a classmate boy, reported to me कि ma'am, so and so person was, doing this to this girl. Then, I talked to that girl. So, she didn't have courage because she was in first year. Bachchi thi. She didn't have courage. And then these students also have this, this also I want to convey to all students who are studying and males are teaching. If anything happens with you, report. Don't think कि ये आपके number cancel कर देगा या कम कर देगा. Girls have this feeling. Ma'am, फिर मेरे practicals में, assignments में, you will give me less mark and my result will spoil. Nobody can snatch away your marks if you have done something right. And there can be a second checking and third checking. Don't make that your fear. Something happens, go and report and let the authorities take action. And if they don't take action, go further. Go to the police.
yes.
File an FIR. Go to the court. But you should have courage to do all that. I know, we in our busy lives, क्या यार छोड़ो, कौन जाएगा, कौन लड़ेगा. And as people were saying, one was saying, how will I go to convince everybody? It is the same ethical issue, same ethical dilemma. You see somebody met with an accident on the road, and your mother is ill. You went to take medicine. You have medicine in your hand. You see somebody and you leave him thinking. So you have to decide at that time what is important: to reach with the medicines home for your mother or help the victim. Most of the time, we don't help the victim. कौन भुगतेगा? Police station. कौन बार-बार police station जाएगा? We leave the victim and just run away. So it is the same thing. Don't run away. Report. And once females start reporting, I think sexual harassment at workplace or colleges or schools will start decreasing, though very slowly. It will take time. That is what I would like to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I would like everyone to put on their cameras so at least we can take one picture together. Everyone. Amit, Surendra, Juhi, Akshat, Nishtha, Sonak, Sharja, Mangesh, Trishti, Madhu. Please put on your cameras. Still some are left. Amit, Sonak, Mangesh, Trishti, Madhu.
Some people are shy. Let's just go ahead.
Amit, please take a print screen picture. Yeah, so we are able to take Trishti, Madhu, Sonak, 3 people more. That's all. So
Done, ma'am, done.
yeah, thank you so much. So now I would like to say thanks that, dear, Dr. Manasvini, Yogi ma'am, and Somya, we are immensely grateful for your powerful session at our empowering women to fearlessly navigate the world. Even in your expertise and insights have left us indelible impact, igniting inspiration and empowerment within all of us. So you are the trailblazers, in your work, in multimedia, mass communication, excellence, and everything in your justice, working dedication towards the justice. So your collective efforts and our collective efforts will actually transform the journey for women. So we are working from our end to empower women in various ways, and so are you. So it's wonderful to hold hands and walk together on this wonderful journey.
Thank you. Thank you so
We'll
much.
always support you and
Thank you so much, Gunjan. And thank you, Somya, for inviting me and sharing my experiences and views with you all on this pertinent issue. Thank you so much. Please, when you put it on your website, send me the link so that I can share it on my Facebook, other people to see it.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.